Hello and welcome to the Swab channel at Felixstowe TV, Suffolk women-owned businesses. My name is Sue Hall and my company is Made to Clean. I don't have a particular talent, unlike a lot of the people in Suffolk, and this morning I am joined by somebody who recognises that fact, and her company is all about showcasing that talent too. So welcome to Claire Studden of Suffolk Made. Hello Claire.
Hello Sue, thanks for having me.
Oh, it's no problem at all. Well, we know that there's some fantastic crafts in Suffolk. So
yes.
What inspired you to start what is really a portal for some of these craftspeople to sell their wares?
Well, I trained as a potter, as a ceramicist, and I went to Falmouth and Glasgow School of Art. And I met my husband when I was setting up a pottery, he was setting up a restoration carving business, and he worked on Windsor Castle's restoration. And having bought a house and had some children and decided that really I can't do potting anymore, I decided that actually I'm so passionate about other people's work and handmade products in particular, that I've started finding local women in Suffolk, mostly women, to showcase their work. Most of the people I find are doing this around their kitchen table, and much like myself, and they're making amazing products. I've got one lady here who makes, she has 6 sheep in her back garden, as you do.
Okay.
And she takes the fleece and she spins it into wool and then turns it into these lovely products, and each one will come with a label with the name of the product with a sheep on it. So this sheep was knitted from Twinkle's fleece.
Oh, I haven't got my glasses on. Which sheep is that?
That's from Emerald.
Emerald. Gloves are from Emerald. How cute are they? And they would be so warm as well.
Yeah, and they're fabulous. Her sheep are not Suffolk sheep; they're South Down sheep. But they're and there's a little picture on each one of the actual sheep, so you can see. Oh, I don't think you can see that on the camera.
Cute. Let me see if I can get that to the camera so that we can see that. That's fabulous.
And it all started because my husband does restoration carving, but he's always wanted to make products. And he started making rocking animals for our children.
So this is one of them behind us here.
Yeah, so that's our jungle lion. And he didn't want to make a horse because everybody makes horses. So he asked the children what they'd like. And we have a lion, a zebra, a giraffe,
wow,
a elephant, and a T-Rex. Of course,
a dinosaur.
A dinosaur.
Yeah.
So we started with his products a year ago, and now we have over 160 products by over 25 makers that I've found.
Wow, and growing all the time.
Yeah. And we've got such a breadth of stuff. We've got some fabulous Jubilee products.
Oh, look at that.
So if you're looking for a teapot cozy, you know where to go. And I've got this lovely brooch, which not only would do for the Jubilee, but also for all the celebrations for 2012 for the UK.
Were they made by the same person?
Can you tell?
Just a shot in the dark there, Claire. Okay, so if I wanted to buy one of those, what would I be looking at cost-wise?
So this is £12, but that includes post and packing,
right,
and it will be made to your order. So I'm not trying to be competing with high street shops.
Right.
I think the value and the benefit is that you order it and you get it made by a real person, probably sitting at their kitchen table, managing 100 other things at the same time.
And you see, this is perfect. This is exactly what Wire is all about,
yes,
isn't it?
Yeah,
I know
absolutely.
that you're a Wire member as well, but that whole kind of rural aspect of it, and yes, I'm running a home, yes, I have all these other demands on my time, but I've still got this great hobby that I can make some money out of.
And I think there's a real renaissance in craft and in handmade products, and particularly with all the lovely things that we've got coming out with the Jubilee and the Olympics. I think there's a real opportunity to celebrate all things that are British, and particularly all things that are Suffolk.
Exactly. Now, what do I have here?
This is a felted flower necklace by Evelyn, and she makes it, each one, you can buy the flowers individually or the necklace as well. So they're fabulous brooches. We sold a lot of these for Mother's Day, just the brooches.
They're very unusual. And are they made from, what are they? It's felt.
It's felted, and then she stitches some very beautiful detail in. So this one's got a centre of beads. So each one is individual. So you buy a red flower, You're never quite sure what you're going to get in the post because of the nature of hand making. It's a treat and it's a unique product each for every person
not only
that buys
unique,
it.
it's very different, you know, and I think if, you know, we revel in that, I think, in Suffolk, you know, it's not just that it's handmade, it's something you won't find anywhere else.
Absolutely, and I mean, the thing she makes these lovely scarves as well. So although when you come onto the site, what you'll find is you'll buy a green scarf, but yours will be different to anybody else's
because of the way it's been made.
Because of the nature that she's been made.
Yes, I've got another one here, I think, nice blue and mauve one, and the detail as well goes into the fringes too, with the different colours. So.
And we've got a huge range. We've got jewellery, we've got pottery, we've got glassware, we've got a lot of fashion. We've got a whole new range of fashion. I've got this lovely lady, Sam, Sconch Textiles, and she makes crocheted hats.
That's cool.
My daughter, this is borrowed from my daughter because she saw them on the website and she loved them so much that I bought it for her birthday, and she refused to take it off when she went to school. So the teacher was very kind and let her wear it all day on her birthday. So
I'm not sure I would suit a hat like that. You're right. You can either wear those sort of hats or not.
Well, it's one of those lovely beanie ones, but it's really warm.
I would probably look like Benny Hill or something. So. Not going to go there. And how about that stool? Is that another one of Tom's?
Yeah, so Tom's very old-fashioned man, and he likes things to be what they look like. He doesn't like art I love taking him to the Tate Modern because he starts to chew and chomp and stamp about and huff.
Oh, lovely.
And he's a man that likes a stool to be a stool and, you know, and a picture to be a picture of something. He doesn't like modern art. So all his products are beautifully traditional, and they've got an exquisite amount of detail, and they're incredibly functional. They're very sturdy and useful, and that's one of my criteria of the site. I can't sell one-off things, because I think you have to have a relationship with a beautiful piece of art that you meet in the room and you work with it. But for me, all the people that I find make products that you can understand a cushion, you can understand how it works, what it will do, how it looks. But the critical factor for me is that it's beautifully made and it's fit for purpose. I can't bear things like when I was a potter, one of my pet hates was teapots that dripped and jugs that dripped. You know, there's no excuse. If it can be beautiful and it can be functional.
Yes.
And that's really critical. So these scarves are beautiful, but they're really warm. And this lovely bag is it's only a fabulous statement, ladies. But it's also very good. I use it for my laptop. And actually loads of people stop me in the street and ask me, just can I read your bag? So there are some amazing makers out there making some astonishingly beautiful products. And what I want to do is embrace that and celebrate it and bring lots of people to that audience so that you can find something that's a bit more about who you are, and you can also support the person that's making it as well. That's
a fantastic idea, and really you're creating a kind of an online portal for these people to supplement. I mean, some of them may or may not have their own websites. Yeah,
and that's absolutely brilliant. For me, it's not about being exclusive. For me, it's about makers. There's too many people stopping making. I know 3 furniture makers that have stopped making because it's too challenging for them. They can't compete with the mass-produced work, and people don't want to spend that kind of money, which is absolutely fine. But they're now doing jobs that have got nothing to do with making, and it's a skill that we're losing. Tom is a restoration carver. When he did worked on the restoration of Windsor Castle, there were 120 carves in the country. There are now less than 50.
Oh my goodness.
So because it's really hard to find that kind of work. So I want to encourage particularly women, but all people to be successful in making. And a lot of my makers are finding that they're actually now beginning to teach. So it's really exciting that they're not only finding that they can make a living at making things, but they're actually encouraging other people to have a go.
And I was just about to say the same thing, actually. I mean, Tom obviously is a very accomplished carver, and the next generation could really learn from him, and the passion that drives him as well, that makes him such a good carver, and that, it's not just a functional stool, there's more to it than that. I mean, has he ever done anything like that?
Yeah, he does do teaching, and but it's about having a venue, so it's quite challenging, and carving tools are quite personal. So they're not sort of things that you can pick up. And tools now they're a fashion item for a lot of places, so it's quite hard to find. Most of his tools are over 50 years old, and he gets them, but they're snapped up by the people who want to have them as a thing on the shelf. So it's it's very difficult to find enough tools to actually help other people start.
Oh, that's really sad.
So, but it's something that Suffolk Made is trying to encourage and endorse, and we support our makers who do workshops, and we are talking about in the next year we want to move and actually enable him to have a teaching workshop so that he can do so. But I know Sam Conway that does the Sconch textiles, and she makes all these sort of lovely things, and she's doing teaching workshops. And I know that the ladies at Lunch Venue do a knitting circle, don't they?
That's right, yes.
And I think there's a real passion for people to actually get involved with things and be part of their environment. And bringing up small children, I think it's really important that people notice their environment. And I work with charities in the previous life, and a lot of the charities work in very poverty-stricken areas. And when you're working in an environment and living in an environment that's not suitable for a happy life, it makes a huge difference to how you behave as a human being. And I think that we need to really encourage people to participate in their own environment and participate in actually learning to do something for themselves.
And these are also basic skills as well that they used to teach in schools and things. And I know a couple of people are quite passionate about bringing things like that back to the curriculum.
Yes, because most of these ladies that have done this have been taught by their mothers. And I certainly had a seamstress's mother. I only wore handmade clothes when I was little, but now the fabric's more expensive than clothes are. Yes. So you can't. You have to make an effort now to actually learn how to sew and to stitch and to felt. But there's something really empowering, and we all like making homemade Christmas cards, don't we? And there's something fabulous about receiving a gift from somebody that's actually taken the time to make it themselves.
And not necessarily personalised, but like you say, just handmade and made personally with that person in mind.
Absolutely, and you can find those little unique details that I know they'd love this. That's perfect for them, and nobody else will have found it, and it won't be something that they'll have cruised past the shops to find either. They'll be as delighted with receiving it as you will be from buying it.
And it's what I like about it as well is it gives these home-based, largely women, but you've got some men on there as well. It just gives them an online outlet which perhaps they wouldn't have been able to afford or got around to doing themselves. But they can still go to craft fairs and do these other things which they're actively encouraged to do. But they find actually they've got more exposure now.
Yes.
And they become known, because I think you are becoming much more well known, aren't you? Because you're
slowly.
But that's the whole point. It's what I'm trying to do with this channel is to showcase the talent that we've got in this county, and you're trying to do exactly the same thing, but with a sort of craft edge to it.
Yes, definitely.
And people need to be aware of what you're trying to achieve there. Hopefully this will help them. What else have you got tucked over there under the tea cozy?
Well, I've got more scarves from Evelyn, I only brought some soft furnishing products really, but as I say, I've got jewellery. I've got some amazing jewellery that from a new making team, and they are doing some fabulous things with vintage buttons.
Oh, lovely.
And I've just put a new maker on the site. I'm struggling to remember her name, Laura Potter, and she makes ceramic buttons and pendants, and she's beautiful. And you just get the sense that she's having a lovely time making them, and so you immediately feel that you want to participate in that emotion as well, and you want to have something of hers for yourself or for a loved one. And I've got a huge range of products that are under £20 now. So it's not about them being expensive, it's about being good quality and handmade, but it's not about having to break the bank just to be able to say that you've got one of these lovely things.
That excitement and passion when you're actually doing the work and making it, you had that as a potter, presumably.
Yeah, I did. I'm trained as a potter, but to be honest, I wasn't a very good potter because I used to make tableware, but I am a bit mercurial, and I don't really like doing the same thing for very long. And the lovely thing about pottery is that if you like a mug, you want 6 of them. If you want a plate, you want 6 of them. And if you break one, you want to go back and buy another one. And I did find that although I love making, I didn't really want to make the same thing again.
Sure.
So that's the passion that I used to have making. I found that I actually get even more excitement and enthusiasm from enabling other makers to be successful. Just like very much for my husband, for every great man, there's an even better woman behind them.
And in your case, a couple of children as well. How old are they?
I've got a 6-year-old who's just 6 with her new hat, and an 8-year-old. Yeah, so they both. They're very excited that I'm on telly today.
Oh, are they?
Georgia's going around the playground going, "Mummy's on telly."
How fabulous! But of course, they're spreading the word as well, because
Absolutely, and I on the website, I'm also trying to encourage people to engage in the website because it's very different for crafts, and a lot of people struggle with buying beautiful things online because it's just a picture. But what we do is we have newsletters and we have stories from the makers and blogs about why they do it, what they make. We've got videos that we put on the website. So if you want to see how to turn a fleece into a hat, there's a set of videos on our website.
Is there a picture of a twinkle?
Yes.
I'm so drawn to this little number here, I can't tell you.
So there is stories about each maker. So for me, it's about you as the buyer getting an idea of the whole process and the whole understanding of it. And there's a special prize draw, Sue, at the moment.
With the rocking lion.
With our Royal Regal Lion. If anyone that signs up for the newsletter between now and the 4th of June, I will enter into a free prize draw, and one person will get one of those lions arriving at their front door.
Oh, that would be fabulous. So, what's the website address for everybody?
So it's www.suffolkmade.com, M-A-D made. So it's
Suffolk
all about
Made, M-A-D-E.
They're all about the making of the products, and so when you buy from Suffolk Made, you know that you've got a relationship with the maker, the same sort of relationship you could have had when you went to the Christmas Bazaar or the waterfront event last week, but you don't have to go out in the rain. You don't have to get off your sofa, and it will be delivered to your door, and there's all the postage is included, so the price you see is the price you pay.
And I'm guessing as well that some of these craftspeople would be very happy to accept a commission.
Yeah, we've had one lady that makes glassware, and I had a customer ask me if he could have it in a bigger size, so I just put them directly in contact with the maker because I was so excited for her. That was just such a fabulous compliment that he liked her work, but he wanted something different. And absolutely, as you've so nicely put it, it's a portal to celebrate all things that are handmade. It's not about exclusivity. It's about actually encouraging us as buyers to think about the history of the products we're buying. We can buy stack it high and sell it cheap, but then it's not going to last. It's certainly going to be the same as everybody else has got, and it's not going to say anything about you as an individual.
For me, it's the big supermarkets versus the farm shops. Are you interested about where your food comes from? Yes, I am. Do you want to try and keep it local? Yes, I do.
Yes.
And you're doing exactly the same sort of thing, and say, yes, there's masses of mass-produced things out there, but anyone can buy those. There's no thought gone into that.
No.
It's just convenience.
And we all need convenience. I'm not anti-convenience in any way. I love convenience as well. But what I want to know is that people can have that unique moment, particularly around gifts. I don't know about you, but buying for your family is a real challenge. My mother is a nightmare. She has a very high taste, and if she wants it, she can usually get it herself. So I am constantly looking for that little tiny bit of inspiration that kind of catches her off guard, and she's just delighted by it. And
so what does Tom get you for a present then?
Oh, that's a challenge. I get really practical things. I got a camera for my birthday this year, which I'm really pleased about, actually, because the last one went down a sand dune and got broken.
But that's also quite a practical thing for your business, isn't it?
Yeah.
But so if somebody watching this programme wanted to said, oh, well, she might be interested in what I make or what I do, what would you say to them?
Please get in contact. You can get in contact through the website. I'm always looking for new makers. I go out and I suffer by going to all these lovely craft events as well to find my makers. In fact, I found Anna Sparkles, who makes these wonderful bags, at the waterfront last year.
Yes, she was there yesterday.
Oh, right,
yes,
brilliant.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a chore, so, but somebody has to do it.
Shopping? Oh, woman. Well, okay.